Man, what's up, everybody? This is Life.
What it do, y'all? It's your boy Swallow.
And this is Adrian.
And this is Just Do the Damn Thing podcast.
Do the damn thing, do the damn thing, yeah. Do the damn thing, do the damn thing, yeah. Do the damn thing, do my damn thing. I'ma do my damn thing. I'ma do my damn thing.
The week to come up right now. Let's get that going. There we go. This week is the Keep Pushing sweatshirt. It's only the black one. Originally at $41.99. Right now it's $36.99. I know it's getting cold right now, so of course you guys got to get the sweatshirts, those hoodies, and feel warm. So go to www.theomgbrand.com and hit the store and do the damn thing.
Just do the damn thing.
Yes, sir.
Do the damn thing.
All right, guys. So we'll go ahead and get started on this topic. Today's topic, we're going to talk about adversity, time that we've met some serious adversity in our lives and how we've reacted, whether it be positive or negative. So we'll go ahead and have Life start us off. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. So my adversity that I picked was actually a more recent adversity that I've been going through. And also I feel like I've been successfully getting through it.
Mm-hmm.
And so right now it's my physical and mental health. Mainly my physical health, because it's been deteriorating over the years. Growing up, I was used to skateboarding all the time, playing all kinds of sports. I was one of the healthiest people ever. And now I feel like I don't do any of those things. I barely ever skateboard. I used to skate every day, and now I skate maybe once every 2 weeks or once a week.
Mm-hmm.
And now I rarely ever play basketball or any other sport, and I noticed that it's been messing with my mentality, and messing with how I feel, and the sleep that I get, and I, doing research on it, finally, correlating the two and how they actually equate to each other.
Right.
So now what I'm doing is actually. I've been writing things down more often.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually have my dry erase board in my garage. Every morning I wake up, I go in there and I see what I got to do, and I write in the plans to do something active, even if it's something small, if it's like a plank or something that I do in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Go skate. Shout out to my boy Luther. He has me go play basketball sometimes with him.
Nice.
At MLK Park. So I go over there, play basketball. Sometimes if I don't go over there, I think about them and then go to Silver Creek and hoop up a little bit, just so I can get my cardio going a little bit. I've been also eating a whole lot better. Me and my wife both have been just started doing Weight Watchers again, and I want us to be a way healthier family, obviously, because we need to do that.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that all of us, my mother-in-law included, and I don't want our child to have the exact same,
Right.
hang-ups when, she gets older. I want her to be healthy as well. So, and we can only lead by example for her.
Of course.
So now I've been, switching just everything around. I've been actually skateboarding a little bit more. Trying to get more organized and trying to practice doing things as soon as I think about it. I know she's told me to do that thousands of times.
That's what I need to work on too.
Yeah. And it's hard because I'm not used to, especially when you're younger, my memory was like, man, I don't need no damn schedule. I can remember absolutely everything that happened and in detail. I used to have a photographic memory where I remember actually step by step what things happen. And now it's like, oh, shit, I don't remember that. So now I have to write everything down, and it's just better. I can tell that it's just a better thing. And I also realize when you're a kid, you obviously don't have as much things to think about.
Right. Yeah.
You only have, I only had sports, skateboarding, video games, and that's it.
And school.
And school, and that's it.
Yeah.
When I was in school. So now it's like you got bills and all the family stuff and wife, kid, house, being an adult, responsible and whatnot.
Yeah, responsible though. You can be an adult, but you can be very irresponsible.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of them out there too. So, but so that's what I'm doing to get over it. And I feel like I've successfully been going in that right direction. I feel a lot better. I've already lost some weight. I was like, when I very first started, I was 199. I'm 195 right now. And this was just last week. So, but it's a process. So now I'm going to try to actually document every single thing that, my feelings of everything that happens. And then I also want to be able to see what's been going on with my wife and everything like that as well. And see how everybody is moving, if everybody's moving in the same direction.
Her progress.
Her progress as well. Yeah. See if the whole family's moving in the right direction since I am, because I can't be good for them if I'm not mentally or physically good.
Right. 100%.
So that's what I'm really working on. That's my
That's good. What I really liked about what you said is how you connected the mental health aspect along with the physical health.
Yeah.
Because it's hard for some people to put that together. You know what I mean? How much your physical health can improve your mental health and just your overall well-being.
Exactly. Because when you feel, I know everybody can attest to this if you've ever not been in shape. So when you're not in shape, you feel sluggish. You feel like
your brain is foggy.
Brain is foggy. When you wake up, you always feel like you don't get enough sleep, and it's and then you start having more and more negative thoughts because you're not physically correct. And of course, me being a physically fit person for most of my life, I never had that happen. So it's the only thing that I can equate it to is that, because that's the only thing that's changed.
Right.
So I used to be way more optimistic when I was a kid, and then as soon as I started, being more out of shape, all these other feelings started happening, and I'm like, okay, I need to get back in.
Yeah, I know I wouldn't be the person that I am if I didn't exercise. You know what I mean? If I didn't exercise, I'd be really negative. I'd be depressed. Like, I'd be bad. So like, what the major reason I would say that I exercise is for my mental health more than my physical health. Yeah, honestly. Yeah. So, yeah. Adrian, you want to add on to that?
I definitely have that as my adversity. That's definitely not what I thought about for this topic, but yeah, I can attest that mentally. See, for physical, because I remember when I used to exercise consistently. At one point, I was running actually, and I just felt so free. So like, it was like, because people was like, I run. Like, if you're not a runner, you don't get it. But like, when I finally get to a point where I was a runner,
that runner's high.
That runner's high is crazy. You just like, you can't wait to go back to run again.
Exactly.
Like, you can't wait to run again. It's like, and then you're concentrating on your breathing, because now you're past the pain physically and your body is used to this. So now you're just, I remember just concentrating on my breathing, let go, listen to the music. And I like running on the treadmill. Now everybody likes doing that. I just like doing that because I can get off and you know what I mean? I don't have to go back or anything like that. It's more of a challenge to run outside, but I like doing that because then that would cover up. When I got to the point where I was like really running, I'd cover up the machine and just go.
You wouldn't look at
it wouldn't be about the time or the distance. It'd just be about going until I just didn't want to anymore.
Right.
And which would end up being a while, because you're like, dang, I've been on here for a minute.
Exactly,
you get off and do something else. And it's not even because you're like necessarily tired, just like, okay, I'm bored, I wanted to run something,
Right.
Now that, okay, I kind of got it out. But I don't know, I guess a part of me has felt like that might be gone for me, but I'm gonna try. Because I do miss that. But I can attest that, mentally and physically I always feel better when I'm in better shape. And again, going back to not taking good care of your body, it's it's not even that you don't care about it, it's just out of sight, out of mind. You don't think about what certain foods do to your body. It just tastes good going down until later you feel it.
Exactly.
You don't think about not exercising, not feeling good to you until you don't do it, and then you're like, dang, why did I never have any energy ever? And it's for me, it's a vicious cycle. I'm sure it's everybody. Like, you don't feel like working out because you don't work out, so you don't work out because you don't feel like working out.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
so
when
it's
do you get out of that?
Yeah, so it's like you have to tell yourself one day, okay, I'm just gonna get up and do it.
Yeah.
because that's the only way it's gonna ever turn. Is like you're never gonna feel like it until you make yourself go consistently.
Yeah.
Then you'll start feeling like it.
Exactly. And the more you go, the more you want to keep doing it.
Exactly.
The whole thing's just getting started.
Man, running, I definitely love the running high. Like I used to run track, and my dad was a track coach, so I ran all the time. That was my that's just and it feels amazing. So that's what I want to get back to. And I know all of us aspire to be that, and you know, to be physically and mentally 100%. All the way 100%.
Yeah, that's well, I don't know if you ever get to 100%.
You know, and close as you can get. Close as you can get.
That's what we're about. That's what the brand is about. We're all trying to work on ourselves.
Exactly. Be the best versions of ourselves. You know, be the best.
Yeah. Adrian, did you want to go into yours?
Sure, I can.
Okay.
I have to say this topic was a little difficult for me because I was trying
too many?
Well, yeah, of course, everybody has a lot of adversity.
We all got
I think for me it was difficult because I was trying to think of a time where I actually reacted positively, which is terrible. I can't think of. I was like, okay, the first time I ever got in a fight, nope. Well, obviously, because I was in the fight. But what did I do beforehand? Did I say, oh, no, I'm not going to fight you, and they turned around and hit me? No, I was. And I think about myself saying this is something I need to fix. Like, when the adversity comes, and I think a lot of us are like this. Well, maybe not everybody, but maybe it's just me. I'm like, I want the smoke. Let's go. You ready? I mean, you want to get, you want to get buck, then I can get buck too. Let's go. You know, I do that. You know what I mean? So I have a terrible habit of not ever positively reacting. And I was like thinking about, okay, when my daughter, death happens, I crawl in a hole and I just want to be to myself. Not necessarily positive. I mean, not necessarily negative. It's just how you react.
Right.
And so I was trying to think of a time, the time I've called a racial slur to my face. And I was, that it was a customer at Home Depot, and they left as they said it because coward. Right. But whatever. Or even just recently, actually, and I was going to tell you guys this story because this is the one I can think of.
Okay.
So I'm teaching this independent studies class, which is for students who have to stay at home because of maybe physical, with COVID, like physically they can't go to school because maybe health reasons. So the student was in my partner teacher's classroom, and she's better than me with it. She really tried to help the student a lot. He wasn't doing anything. He hasn't been doing anything all year.
Right.
So she stayed on later on because we had to Zoom with them. She stayed on later with them and try to walk him through what he's supposed to do and really talk. And so I guess she's talked to the mom several times. The mom's making excuse after excuse after excuse of why her kid's not doing anything. And we have a lot of parents like that. Not a lot, but you have parents like that where you're like, oh, you're that my baby can do no wrong type parent.
Yeah.
So I guess,
a lot of those.
Yeah. So I guess her and my partner teacher and the mom got into some type of small argument, and it wasn't anything crazy or bad. Okay. Anyway, made it to where they switched that student to my class. Well, I talked to that student before Thanksgiving break and told him, well, here's the assignments you need to do. I'm starting you off with a clean slate, but you still have a couple assignments that were missing from before because we're teaching we had the same classroom. Okay. So I was like, just do these couple of assignments. Do you have any questions? No. He says, no, I understand. Okay. Come back from break. He still has the same missing assignments. Now, mind you, in this class, and I'm sorry, the story's going on long. I had to build a foundation here. Mind you, in this independent study class, they have to have 3 or less missing assignments or 3 or less absences because, I mean, you're at home and otherwise you need to be at school because it's independent study. Like, if anybody ever did that in high school, there's requirements for you to stay in there. You can't just do nothing. So he had 7 missing assignments, and his mom and his dad don't speak a lot of English. So I had a teacher that happened to speak Spanish that was on a prep same time as I was. Can you come and translate and talk to the mom and tell her the kid isn't doing any work, basically, he's still missing stuff. So she's talking to him, they're going back and forth. She gets off the phone with her and she's like, she tells me, I told her you're missing a lot of assignments, yada, yada. And then she says, oh, and by the way, I just thought I'd let you know that parent asked, are you the colored teacher? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I didn't react that well, but I didn't call her and cuss her out. This is probably one of the more positive ways, but I mean, it threw me aback. It just like, what? Like, what difference does that make? Your kid's not doing anything, one, and two, really? Like the colored teacher?
Yeah.
And
Well, it's weird coming from a brown person.
yeah.
It's saying another
Yeah.
colored person. Like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what she meant. Like,
Yeah.
I'm surprised she didn't say, is that the Negro teacher? But I think
Yeah.
she was trying to be,
Negro.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I have to say, like, I think, thinking again, going back to thinking about anytime I ever acted and had adversity before this, I never had positive reactions. But this is probably one of my more positive, because my first instinct back then would have been, let me call cuss her out real quick, because she don't know who I am.
Okay.
I don't care if she understand half of what I'm saying. I'm gonna say some words she might understand. But then I'm thinking I'm gonna lose my job after that. Is that worth it?
Losing your job?
Exactly. But back, when you're young, you're just like, whatever, I'll get another one. I ain't tripping. Like, that customer want to cuss me out, I'll cuss that customer right back out, and I'll go work at another store. But this is my career,
Yeah.
So, I mean, I really was just shocked and disgusted all day. I complained to several other teachers because they actually had that student. But I think I did pretty well for the fact that I didn't call him, because it wasn't positive or negative.
Okay.
It's just kind of neutral.
Well, I guess it's positive because you caught yourself and you're conscious about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas if you would have went off on her, that's like reacting.
And I have to remember not to take
Exactly.
it out, because it's not the student. But then you think, how is that student reacting towards me? Is it gonna rub off that their mom feels that way? And are they gonna act some way towards me? Because I'm not sure, but you don't want to believe the mom has probably said some stuff like that to him in front of him. Because I've had parents say, you ain't gotta do what that teacher say, kind of thing. And it's like, what? Like, really? Like, and so she didn't, when she told her yes, like the other, when they translated, she was like, I'm surprised you didn't say, what a difference does that make?
Yeah, I know.
You know
I
what
was
I mean?
like, what was she trying to get at? Like, what?
Yeah, and I
why
asked
does
the
that
person that
matter?
was translating, I was like, I'm surprised you didn't ask that. She was like, I didn't want to go back and forth with her. But she just said, oh. So I'm like, was that a good O or a bad O? I don't know what that O means. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen from this. Is she going to say, well, she's a racist because my kid, because she's already one of those, I make excuses for my kid.
Right.
And so I'm thinking this is like a foundation for something later, because her kid is still not doing nothing. And so I just feel, I'll check back with you guys and let you know what happened if you're interested.
Yeah, let us
But
know.
I just feel like this is going to go in a negative direction. But I'm going to try to keep my cool. Saying it to say, I'm doing better with facing adversity. Because before I would have been.
just went off.
It's funny because a teacher I told to, she's like, I'm ready to go slash somebody's tires. Let's go. I was like, that's what I'm trying not to do. Okay.
And our friend Pat too. Was already, our friend Pat was ready to beat up somebody
yeah.
too.
My friend, shout out to Eunith. She was like, who do I got to fight? And I was like, I just love that people have my back like that, because, you care. As a teacher, you care. It's like, I care about your kid. Like, what color difference does color make? Like, I don't look at your kid and see a Hispanic. I mean, I see a Hispanic kid in the fact that I respect, or Latino, I respect his culture.
Right.
But it has nothing to do with how I grade them.
Negative.
I don't look at their name and say, well, this kid's Hispanic, so C. And this one's black, so A. Like, I don't,
Got a whole life ahead of him.
right? Yeah, I don't do that. Like, that's not, and so I'm thinking maybe that's what she's, I don't know. We'll see. But it's no context here why she say, is that the color teacher? But I think I did pretty well in my reaction, except for I was pretty angry about it.
So my wife said she struggles with that too. Her reaction is usually negative, but slowly getting better.
Exactly.
And to that, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
And but yeah, she's worked. It's funny though that my wife said that, actually, because I was at Winco yesterday. And I got into a back and forth with this lady. She was like all up in my space. And I was like, give me some space. And then she was like, well, you should be wearing them. Whatever. I'm not gonna get into it. And then I told my wife, I was like, oh, I wish I had you at Winco today, because I needed you to go off on some lady for me.
But she's trying to have growth. Exactly. Like, let's go.
And she's trying to be better. I know. I'm like trying to bring her down. She's like, I'm not doing that no more.
Yeah, see, that's so funny too, because the same teacher I was talking about, that partner teach with, she has a little girl in her class that every time she talked to her, she got a little attitude. Well, the one time I talked to her, because I was like, oh, same thing. I went back to Mo and said, I want the smoke. Let's go. Because she couldn't answer back. And she said something crazy. I said, what's the problem? Like, the way I said, she's like, I don't know what you said to her, but she's been so nice to me. I was like, but I shouldn't be that way. But then you get results sometimes, but it may not be the results you want. So Jess, I get you, because sometimes you just like, look, you don't know who I am.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean,
you don't know what you're messing
you
with
don't
right
know.
now.
You know what I mean?
Here's a message to everybody out there. You really don't know
You
who
don't
you're
know.
messing with.
Right?
You
You
really
can
don't
get
know.
shot, stabbed.
Exactly.
He can know
You
like
can get
4
your
different
ass
black
kicked
belts
on the spot. Like,
Right?
You
Yes.
treat
just don't
everybody
know.
with respect. Give
Yes.
everybody their
Man,
space.
and you
Yeah.
will
Six
get
feet.
and you will
My-
get respect.
Like
back.
literally, like I'm not too like I don't think I'm as like my best friend. She's a silent but deadly, and she will like. I don't know if she watching this.
What,
but
no words and just...
oh no! I'm saying
Oh,
like
okay.
she probably would. I ain't never seen her fight. I'm sure she can, but
Okay.
Joe will tell you like she has no
She has
problem
no
tell you how you
filter
feel at
when it
all
comes to-
ever.
yeah.
And it's not like I'm trying to be a jerk. It's just like I'm trying to be honest and tell you like you need like.
Mhm.
And so she's very much so. My sister, she's times 10. She will hurt your feelings. She don't care.
Oh yeah.
She's a little more vicious and manipulative about it. Like, but that's a whole nother story for another day. Say that to say, like you guys say, you don't know who you're messing with.
Yeah.
Like,
Man.
and you don't know what that person is liable to do.
Mhm.
It speaks to
Exactly.
the story of bullying. When I tell them with the kids all the time, you shouldn't. I said it's the quiet ones you need to be worried about. That one you picking on, that's quiet.
Man.
That's the
That's
one.
funny. That's what Chris said to me in high school. He's like, you know, because there's this dude. He's like what, 6'5"?
6'4", 6'5".
6'4", 6'5"?
I don't know.
He's one of the biggest dudes at BHS at the time.
was,
while we
yeah,
were
yeah.
going to school, and he used to try to play fight with people.
Right.
And the only person that would play fight back was me. And he's like, but I was one of the quiet ones, like quiet kids.
Right.
And he was like, also, he would always like, he would come up to me and class me in the back of the head. And then I would wait till he sat down and run up and go, bah, hit him in the back of the head too. And then he's like, you're the only one that would actually like play, because he's a big teddy bear too. He's not gonna really do nothing, but
I mean, unless it's
he's-
something to be
it's
done.
something really serious. I'm sure
Right.
that we would have probably squad, but he's a good friend, so
Yeah.
we're just having fun or whatever. He's
Right.
like, but he even called that out. He's like,
Yeah.
you one of them silent ones. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
really mess with you. Like that."
It's the quiet ones.
It's them
I
quiet
mean,
ones.
not to get deep with it, but the Columbine guys, they said they were just back there.
Right.
Nobody knew. They was like, "Oh, really?
They're in our
Who is
class?
them?"
Yeah.
They
Like,
go to your
they
school?
the most famous people in that class now. But I'm saying,
Oh, man.
nobody. That's why I tell the kids, and again, not to get off on a tangent, but like I
Yeah,
remember
real
we
quick,
had
no, that's
a.
fine.
We're already on a tangent now. They had like I think it was year before last, before COVID. Like somebody wrote a message on the wall, like I'm gonna shoot up the school or something, and they had it, parents picking them up. I said, you really think somebody gonna shoot up the school? They're gonna write that on the wall first, like,
Yeah.
oh, by the way, be here on March 2nd,
Yeah.
2021 at 2 p.m. because I'm gonna shoot
'Cause I'm gonna shoot
everybody.
you.
Man.
Like I was like, does a robber announce when they're gonna come to your house first? Did they call first and say, by the way, I'm gonna come steal from you?
Yeah.
I saw the
Make
TV
sure
you had in
it's
your living
unlocked,
room.
okay? You know, like I was like, if they're gonna do it, they ain't gonna say nothing.
Yeah.
Like you just all of a sudden you're gonna hear pow, 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 bang, bang, you know, whatever.
Chitty, chitty,
I was like
bang,
that
bang.
one kid in Florida or whatever place it was. He pulled the fire alarm because he knew that would make everybody be outside. Then he did it. So they know what they
Evil
doing.
genius.
Mm.
Anyway, when did you face adversity,
Yeah.
Swell?
Yeah, let's go to you
Okay.
Besides your
yeah.
Winco incident,
Yeah. I handled that actually semi well.
I feel like you said some smart aleck remark, but that wasn't to her, but it was you would do that. Though.
Yeah, I did, and then she didn't have anything to say and was like, "You have issues," and I was like, "You have issues." And I just turned around and like she had nothing to
Just
say.
need to help him with it.
So-
You have issues. That's all you had. That's
Yeah,
the ammo and the gun.
That's all she had. So, but anyway,
I'm like, I'll show you some issues. No, I'm playing. Go ahead.
Yeah. So my adversity, I've talked about in previous episodes, is when I had my first anxiety attack, and I didn't have my first anxiety attack till I was 23 years old. Like I never knew what that was. You know what I mean? I had never dealt with it. You know what I mean? I felt like uneasiness and like.
My friend Kyle just talked to me about that because
Yeah.
he's like 30,
Mhm.
and he said he just had his first.
His
panic
first
attack,
one,
man.
yeah, at
Yeah.
30 years old. Like
Yeah.
some people, like I know I've had friends who've had it since they were kids. You know what I mean?
I have to
didn't-
say, I think now it's more. I think we've always all had it and didn't know because you just always get told, "Suck it up, you'll be fine."
Right,
I've dealt
right.
with worse.
Mhm.
You don't know what such and such is because now the kids will at my school anxiety left and right.
Yeah, especially
So-
now with the COVID and
Mhm.
all the restrictions and the
Oh,
lockdowns
yeah.
and everything, it's making it 100 times worse.
Yeah.
But so and I don't want to say not necessarily just the one anxiety attack, but it was like a stretch of like 2-3 days where it was just like bad. Like I had never dealt with it
wow.
before, and like I didn't know what was happening. I was like, what is going on with me right now? You know what I mean? Like I was going crazy. I couldn't sleep. I was waking up in cold sweats. Like it was bad, you know? And at first, so like I said, it was like a stretch of like 2 or 3 days, and I didn't know how to deal with it. You know what I mean? I didn't know what was going on. I tried talking to friends about it. They had no good advice. They never do.
They never have.
Bless their hearts, though. But-
Yes.
Yeah. They mean well.
Like exactly. So like my friend would be like, oh, let's just go have a beer and then just like chill out, whatever.
Smoke some weed.
That's
Right?
the
Yeah,
worst thing you can do.
right. Yeah. So exactly. So that's how I was dealing with it first, is trying to run from it. You know what I mean? And by drinking or smoking weed or doing drugs, whatever, like you run from it. But the more you run from it, it just
Or mask it, really.
yeah,
right?
or mask it. It's gonna come back 100 times worse, and that's what kept happening to me. Like, and then that's when I learned, and this was a life-changing event for me. Like that whole era of my life was that when you have adversity, the only thing you can do is face it head on. Like, is you can't run from it. Any hardships you're facing, depression, stress, something that's just on your mind and you don't want to deal with it, and you think you could just tuck it off to the back or push it to the side, it's always going to come back, and it's always going to come back worse. So the only way to deal with it is to face it head on. So
You've heard of the 3 ways everybody, because actually for our social emotional learning class, they had the kids watch a video about anxiety, and they were saying how it's actually a good thing because your brain trying to protect you.
right.
And they say the 3 ways you react is fight, flight, or freeze, right? So depending on what it is, you might, fight, you might run, or you might tense up and you don't know what to do. It was really good because it taught the kids that it's normal to have anxiety. Everybody has it, and it's actually your brain trying to protect you to say, hey, something's wrong here. I need to protect us so we're okay. But for us, it feels like, what is this? You know what I mean? Because we don't know how to process. You can say you know how to deal, but anyway.
Yeah, and to what you just said, I feel like it's my brain telling me that something's wrong here, but like in a higher sense.
Yes.
I feel like it's like my higher self, so to speak, my higher consciousness telling me like, hey, there's something going on in your life that you're not dealing with right now, and you really got to sit down and figure this shit out. Like
sometimes it's deeper than, it's not even that situation.
Exactly.
It's something you buried that's now like pushing on this, is triggering a trigger.
Yes.
And you're like, I didn't even know this was this trigger, but now I found out I'm not dealing with my grandmother's death.
Yeah,
and
whatever
this
it was from way back in the day.
Which is
or
why so
something.
many people need therapists and stuff like that.
Yeah,
to-
exactly.
To dig.
Because they got to go way
through
back
those.
and unravel.
Yeah.
You're like,
all
it's
of that.
really your dad not loving you when you were 2. You're
Right,
like, wait,
like-
what?
Exactly. It all started when you were a little child, So
Yeah.
and the way to not have those issues pile up on each other is to face each one head on as they arise.
So easy to run, though.
Exactly. It's so easy to run. It's so easy to act like
Or
it's not
put
there.
on the back burner. Yep.
But the crazy
me.
thing, how you just said, like the more you run, the worse it gets.
Yeah, the worst.
You're
it
just
comes
hoping you can just
right
run
back
faster.
And
around.
it's because
Yeah.
That's me. I'm hoping.
it's-
Can I run faster? Can I
Yeah.
outrun it? Can I just do so much that I don't have to think about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's usually because of the fact that it's a part of you, so you can't run from yourself.
Exactly. You
So-
can't run from it. You can't run from your brain. It's gonna be there. It's gonna arise at some time. It might not be today. It might not be a year or 2 from now, but it's gonna come back around. And that's funny what you just said. You try to run faster, or try to distract yourself with other things, and try to make it magically go away. But no, never works. It's always gonna come back around.
You know,
So-
it's always there. It's just, it's
Yeah.
like that big elephant. You're just like, but what if I just, but okay, let me just draw on the ground until you
Until
do
the
something.
elephant
Let me look at
disappears.
the sky. You're like, the
Yeah.
elephant's like, I'm
Turn
still
your
here.
back to the elephant.
I'm still here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
100%. I was gonna add on to that. I forgot what I was gonna say. But the point of the matter is, that's what I was gonna say. Is that at the time when I was dealing with it, it was the worst thing I had ever dealt with before in my life. I wanted to kill myself. But I would say that it was the biggest blessing that I've ever had in my life, because it taught me how to deal with adversity. It taught me how to take life head on. And once you take life head on and you grab it by the horns and you're in control of your own life and your thoughts and your feelings, you feel liberated, you feel free, you feel like you're actually living and thriving rather than just existing.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's. I like that.
Yeah, it's very deep.
Yeah. And that's I feel the same way. That's exactly what I'm going through right now. Is that I'm dealing with problems that I really didn't realize I had.
Right.
Saying it to say that you may not always be in control of what happens to you, but you're in control how you react.
Yep, how you react to it. Straight up.
Which that can be hard sometimes because your emotions want to say fight, flight, or freeze. Especially like me, the whole thing I wanted to fight. You know what I mean? Like, but you know, sometimes that's not the best reaction to the situation. But it's hard because again, emotions. You know, your logic is gone at that moment when stuff is happening. Like you said, you want to kill yourself because your logic is not saying to preserve your life. It's saying this is too much. I can't deal.
This is too much to deal with. Like end it. And it's sad that some people actually do choose that.
Yeah.
Right, rather than just fighting it, taking it head on. You know, they rather just run and just.
Yeah, very unfortunate, but I mean, the ones that are like yourself that actually do climb through it, they end up being the better version of themselves.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't be the person that I am now if it wasn't for that. You know what I mean? And like I said, at the time, it was the worst thing ever. But then I reflect back on it, and it was the biggest blessing that I could get because it helped me make change and help make the person that I am today.
That's dope. I like that.
Yeah, thank you.
So is that wrapping up this part? Or do we want to get into the ad reel or?
Let us know if you guys have any comments on that.
If you guys have anything that you guys dealt with, drop it in the comments. As soon as we get back from the ad reels, we'll talk to you guys.
This show is brought to you by Canoodle Studios, and Canoodle Studios is brought to you by South Valley Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Bullies got you down? Don't call mommy, call Tommy at South Valley Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and follow them on Facebook and Instagram. Need a tow? Locked out or out of gas? They've got you covered 24/7 at Extreme Roadside. Contact them at 661-496-1751 and check them out on Facebook. Extreme Roadside, where they don't win customers, they earn them. For the best hairstylists in Bakersfield, visit Salon 33, located at 3015 Callaway Drive, Suite 7. Make sure you're looking fabulous at work or at play. Salon 33, now under new management. Make sure you check out Mr. Cigar for all your tobacco, glass, and vape needs. Special orders? No problem. Mr. Cigar has got you taken care of. Located at 4701 White Lane. Open daily. Let the Garcia family square away your solar investment. Their customers have seen an average of a 20% increase in solar production from a quarterly contract. Follow them on Instagram and Facebook at Squared Away Solar Panel Clean. Check out Mike Dilla's new album, Masterpiece, available August 20th on Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud, and all your favorite streaming platforms. Featuring the new single, World War III. You don't want to miss this prolific album. Would you like to see your business or project featured on Canoodle Studios? Get your advertisement in front of the customers you're looking for. Contact Canoodle Studios on Facebook for a quote today. Thank you for watching Canoodle Studios. Catch this and
all right, guys, thank you for sticking around. We're going to go ahead and hop into one of our favorite segments. The TV's off to the side a little bit now.
It's all good. Right. It's all good.
I'll go ahead and do the first one. That's fine. Today I learned, let's see what we can learn today, guys. Today I learned that although using the ejection seat of a fighter jet in an emergency situation is not a punishable action, it often means the end of a pilot's career due to spinal fractures or head trauma.
Dang. So you
wait, hold on. He shoots through the jet or something? Like, literally?
Well, you know when they eject your seat when it's about to crash.
Right.
I don't know.
Oh, the force of it. Okay, I could see that. The force of it, like, ejecting you.
So you're like, do I die in a fiery crash or have spinal fractures or head trauma?
All right.
Imagine you eject the seat, you come out paralyzed.
That's
from the neck down.
Or just don't be a fighter jet. That's
it ain't my
jets. It ain't my.
All right, that's not what I'm doing.
Ejectocito, cuz.
I got the next one. Let's see it. Today I learned the first and second officers on Titanic interpreted the evacuation order differently. Murdoch took it as women and children first, while Light Light Toller took it as women and children only. As a result, only 20% men were saved in comparison to 74% women and 52% children.
Wow.
Oh, damn.
That sucks, but in the grand scheme of things, they did the right thing as far as like, you know, continuing the human race. The women can reproduce, the children grow up, and then those were probably
boys and girls.
children. You know what I mean? Then they could reproduce.
I have an issue why it was only 52% children. What happened to the other 48?
The 48 children? I didn't even think of that.
Male children.
Oh, it was the boy kids.
Yeah, they're like, we don't need these moms.
Oh my goodness. I knew it, the feminists.
No,
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
calm down, guys. Swello didn't know what he was talking about.
That's true. I didn't think about that. It was the 48
It just seems like a
children,
very small percentage if they were trying to. Either way,
I mean, 74%
children should have been on there.
It should have
Regardless
been
if
more-
it was first or only, shouldn't have been more children saved than that?
Yep, I agree with that. Less women and more children, I would say, personally. Save the kids.
Yeah.
It's all about the kids.
Some of them women were like, F you and your kid, I'm getting on here.
For real, Threw them kids off the boat.
Heisman.
Nobody was looking.
It's too heavy. You've only been here for 6 years. You're fine. All right. Today I learned ventriloquist Jeff Dunham, comedian Bill Engel, and gothic horror romance novelist Anne Rice all attended the same high school in Texas, which was also the setting of the student suicide incident that inspired their Pearl Jam song Jeremy. That is some deep stuff.
Okay, what student suicide incident though?
It's in the song, I guess, lyrics that they talked about a student suicide
Yeah,
incident.
it really happened. That's what they wrote the song about.
Oh, okay. I've never heard the song, so I don't think so.
Third class kids had to wait.
Third
That's
class
what your
kids?
mom's. That's what Mama just said.
Oh.
The poor had to wait in the bottom of the ship, no matter the class.
Dang, that's
That was all the
why.
poor kids that. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see.
I remember. I
could
knew
see
that
being
though.
true.
I knew they did do it by class. It was the wealthy ones first, and then
And there's a lot more.
so probably the wealthy ones like I ain't got no kids.
There's a lot more
So
poor
that's why
kids
there's some
than there
more
are.
women.
Yeah, because they gonna save
High
the wealthy
class.
women.
Yeah, they
first.
say we're gonna save the wealthy women before we save the poor kids.
So
F
Jack-
them kids.
That's why the Titanic hit. No, let me not say that.
I don't think we could get the song, so we'll go ahead and go on to the next one. Is it on me?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Today I learned a 2017 study found that the average adult currently enjoys sex 54 times a year, which equates to about once a week. Accurate. Another study published in 2015 found that the once weekly frequency was the Goldilocks standard for happiness. I'm happy though.
I like the slow turn my wife just did right now. that I normally do. What are you talking about?
Once per week.
Once per week, but that's the Goldilocks standard. Not too much, not too little, just the sweet spot, you know?
Once a week. Even though a lot of men were probably like, man, every single day that
Every
week,
single
man.
day, twice a
day.
When I wake up and when
three
I come
times on
home.
Sunday.
3 times on Sunday.
When he says every man, he means him.
No, I kind of agree with what he said.
What? Okay.
3 times on Sunday.
But you try to watch football, so how you gonna do that?
Hey, football ain't on the whole entire day.
Multitasking? Come on now.
Mm-mm.
During halftime.
I'm not
I was
gonna
like,
do
no,
that
you
while
ain't.
watching grown
You
men
go.
tackle each other.
And here we go. Today I learned the average U.S. driver will file a claim for a collision about once every 17.9 years. So if you got your license at age 16, the odds are quite good that you'll experience some kind of crash by the time you're 34. Over the typical driving lifetime, you should have a total of 3 to 4 accidents.
I should be good then.
I have 3, so.
You have damn.
Yep.
I have 1. It was minor, very minor at that.
I had 1 that was my fault. The other 2 were the other person's fault.
I had
And-
3, and none of them were my fault.
Yeah.
Well,
the
being an
other one,
accident
the other
sucks.
one was like the one that was my fault. It was the fact that someone was in my car sick as hell, and she
Mhm.
looked like she was about to throw up.
Okay.
and I wasn't paying attention to the road because I was sitting there like, what's going on? And
Yeah.
then I didn't realize I was slowly letting off the gas. It was a really minor, just
Or like a bumper.
yeah, like
Oh, okay.
nothing happened to their car,
Right.
but
right.
my car got fucked up. But yeah, anyway,
Okay, so what is it? Once every 17.9 years. That's actually pretty good though. If you do one accident every 17 years, I'll take that.
Right?
Yeah, I'll take that. I mean, but the fact that you guys have had 3 and you're only
3.
33 kind of sucks.
That means I should be good for the rest of my life, though, right?
yeah,
That's what,
Yeah.
I shouldn't
yeah.
I shouldn't be in no
that
more
how this works?
accidents.
That how this works?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. We're going to say it does. 'cause good.
All right, do we got another one? That's it, guys. I hope you guys learned something valuable today. You can always count on us to teach
Once
you
a
something
week
good.
is the sweet spot.
The sweet spot, fellas. So stop complaining to your lady, man. Goldilocks zone. Once a week. Be grateful.
Exactly.
Twice before.
And then you got the bye week, though, if you know what I'm talking about.
That's what I was going to say. Twice before that or twice after that. Whatever you could muster.
Man. And
Right.
you got to realize some guys don't even get it once a month, man. Some don't even get it the whole year.
All right, so what's the next segment?
So be grateful for what you get. Anyway, let's go to the next segment called Creative of the Week. It's the greatest portion that I like.
She's laughing now.
I have no more comments on this at all.
Yeah, Creative of the Week. So the Creative of the Week this week is this guy named Eunith. So I found him on a page on Instagram that I follow. His name is Keaton Punch. I actually was trying to get Keaton is super dope with artistic stuff.
Oh my God.
He's amazing with the graphics, and he did a video with Eunith, and I saw a clip of it on his Instagram. So I actually went to YouTube to watch the whole entire video and song were pretty dope. I think Eunith is really dope. He's a cool guy. I actually messaged him, asked him if we can use it, and he said we could. So this is it.
And he's local in Bakersfield?
He is local in Bakersfield.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think the song's called Right Now. So tell me if he did the damn thing in the comments once you guys watch it, and let's get into it.
Now you're waiting for me. Now I'm all that you need. Now you're taking your leave. Now
Man, that was dope. That was Eunith right now. Man, this dude is dope. I like his music. I actually went binge watching on all his music videos after I saw this. Keaton Punch did an amazing editing job. The cool thing I liked about him was the fact that he actually does all his own composing. He does all his own engineering and mastering, and he has a YouTube channel just called Eunith, where he goes through the process of how he masters and how he does everything.
Oh,
so you can actually watch him and learn how he does his process.
Playing
and
all
everything.
of his different instruments and everything.
Well, yeah, well, how he makes the beats, how he plays the instrument,
Right.
whatever, and then also the engineering and mastering portion. So if you want to learn how to master and do anything like that, you can actually watch some of his videos, and you can learn some things that on the program that he uses. And of course, we all know Keaton did an amazing job with the editing. So.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let us know if you did the damn thing.
Let us know. Drop the comments below, guys. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. We do want to let you guys know that we are 1 subscriber shy of 100 on YouTube. So tell your friends, tell your mama, go subscribe to us on YouTube, the OMG TV. Subscribe to us, get us to 100, and we'll do a giveaway for all of our followers. We'll let you guys know once we get there. So go ahead, like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you guys next week. Until then,
deuces.
Peace.
OMG, where we keep going cause the party don't stop. We turn up, doing our thing, just living our lives, and we don't stop. Open mind group so you know we won't flop. We all